Hey, what's up? It's Tati. At this point, I feel like the sacrificial lamb when it comes to watching the shows that no one else wants to watch. Either way, it's pro wrestling, and that's what I love to talk about. Now, we do start off with the Hardys and the Best Friends in one team, and we have whatever the hell the former members of the Jericho Appreciation Society are calling themselves now. They're in another team. Now, I'm not gonna lie, I didn't care for this, but the best part of the match was Jeff Hardy and Daniel Garcia having a dance off. Now, that's something I want to see. Now, we do have Matt Menard that ruins the party for everyone and ends up breaking up the dance party. Now, later on in the match, we do have Jeff ending up pinning Daniel Garcia for the win. And later on that night, they're having an argument about how, they don't need Chris Jericho. They got him out the group, and they've been taking so many L's lately that this is not showing why they didn't need Chris Jericho. And people probably are doubting them and thinking that they probably do need Chris Jericho to be part of their group. And they're kind of side eyeing Daniel Garcia when they're saying all this because he is the one that took the loss for the team. And if this is the beginning of them breaking away from Daniel, then I am totally okay with that. I do believe he's a very great wrestler, and he don't need to be part of any group. He can hold things all on his own. We did see that with the whole pure champion feud that he had going on with the BCC. So I'm hoping that he'll just be a solo competitor going on from now, because I don't really care about him being in a group. So up next, we have Eddie Kingston with Renee Paquette. He is talking about Stokely Hathaway's little four-way challenge. Whoever it is that win in that four-way match later on Rampage is going to face Eddie Kingston for the Ring of Honor World title. And if you ask me, I think it's very, very stupid. Now, while he's talking, here comes Sanjay and friends, but no Jay Lethal. They come out and they're pleading Jay Lethal's case as to why it should be Jay Lethal versus Eddie Kingston for the title instead. Now, Eddie Kingston have a really good point by saying if Jay wants a title, he's going to have to earn it and stop hanging around with you clowns and do what he does best, and that's kill it in the ring. And honestly, I totally agree. Now, Eddie, he's down for it, whatever, but he wants to see what Jay Lethal can do all on his own. So I do believe that this whole thing is gearing towards Eddie versus Jay rather than whoever the hell is going to end up winning the match later on that night. Now, Eddie Kingston, he leaves them, and then here comes Stokely Hathaway going over there, and he whispers something into Sanjay's ear that made him all happy and giddy, jumping around like he won the Powerball or whatever. So I do believe Stokely got something up his sleeve for Eddie Kingston. I can't wait to see that. Now, after that, we do have a little teaser about Danhausen. He's very nice, very evil, and he's coming very soon. Now, I'm not gonna lie, I love his look. I actually love the gimmick. However, I have not seen it pay off in AEW. Yeah, he's selling a lot of merch over there, but that's pretty much it. As far as him being a wrestler, we haven't really seen anything worthy of him in AEW. So they're going to have to do something to make people excited to see Danhausen in AEW. Now, after this, they waste our time with putting Wheeler Yuta and Claudio Castagnoli in a squash match for no reason at all. But at least we get a chance to see Claudio Castagnoli's perfect physique. So up next, we do have the four-way to determine who's going to be the number one contender for the world title, the Ring of Honor world title. So we have Lince Dorado versus Penta versus Johnny TV versus Commander. And real talk, we've only seen Commander and Penta here and there on Ring of Honor, but not as singles competitors. I don't believe they've ever done any singles matches over there. I could be wrong. Now, I'm just like, none of these dudes have anything to do with being remotely close to even putting their hands on that title. So I don't even know why any of these guys are getting an opportunity. Now, they do end up having a match, and they do have like cool spots in this match. However, like I said in my review yesterday, I'm sort of getting tired of the lucha libre style. I just feel like with them being on a bigger show like AEW, and they're showing their skills, they're also showing their flaws too. Them getting into these spots and just like not executing them perfectly, it really shows to look bad on TV. So like with them waiting for their opponent to be ready, them hesitating, them trying to be so careful. If you gotta hesitate to do the move, don't do the move. It just don't look good on TV. And I'm pretty sure when they go back there, Tony Khan is like, "Great job, you guys, great job." No, it's not a great job. It does look sloppy. Anyway, I'm not even gonna lie to you. Commander does take the win, and I'm just like, okay, I would not mind seeing Commander versus Eddie Kingston, but there's no story, there's no nothing, and then after that, we won't even see Commander and Ring of Honor for God knows how long. I just don't know where they're going with this, but I do believe that the real story is going to be Eddie and Jay Lethal after this. I think that's what they're really gearing towards. Tommy Khan, it looks like you're having issues with Ring of Honor. Give me a call. I think I can help you. Up next, we get Ortiz. He is talking shit about Santana once again. They had a little face off last week, but Santana ended up swerving him and going to the back. Now, Ortiz says that Santana ain't a real man and that he runs away from his problems and that he's going to expose him. And he said, Karma took out that first knee. I'm going to take out the next knee. And I'm just like, Ortiz, don't threaten me with a good time. If you say you're going to do it, you better do it. So I'm not going to lie. I'm a little nervous about the storyline because we always seen these clips on Rampage. And I'm wondering if that means that at some point the match between these two guys are going to be on Rampage. If that's the case, stop the story right now. All right, you guys, main event time. We had tag team action with the ladies. We had Nyla Rose and Marina Shafir versus Hikaru Shida and Chris Statlander. I was bored with this too. But Marina, what was up with you taking off your socks and throwing them into the crowd? Girl, nobody's catching that. I have to say another thing about Marina. I've tried to stick up for her before about her mixing her jujitsu style with wrestling. I do believe that is something that could work. However, wrestling is a dance. Well, at least you can compare it to that. And it's like you and your opponent, although you guys are going against each other, you guys have to do moves to help make each other look good. And I feel like her style with the other ladies just is not working. I just don't see it being something that's going to help her get over. She's going to have to pick and choose from her style and mix that with wrestling and just figure out what works, and especially with against which opponents, because I just feel like it's not getting over, which is the reason why she's not getting over. Now, I do enjoy Marina, and I have followed her outside of AEW, which I've seen to enjoy her matches outside of AEW way more than in AEW. So perhaps the problem is the girls that she's working with probably can't pick up with her style. I don't know what it is. Anyway, the match was boring, and Hikaru Shida does take the win for her team. I want to see more interesting stuff with the ladies. I am appreciating that we're getting main events with the ladies. However, once again, there's no real story. And, if Tony Khan took the time to really have strong stories play out, strong characters, that's another thing too. Not just about the story, you have to have really strong characters that people can get behind. And most of the people on the roster don't really have a story behind them, don't really have an actual character. They're just there and they're just having matches. And when that happens, people are just not having fun. Guys, the episode is absolutely skippable. But if you want some noise in the background, put on Rampage. Guys, thanks for watching my review. I'll be back tomorrow with, I know, a better show, Collision. Bye.